Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Chris Van Buskirk. For my emergency preparedness topic, we're going to talk about safety overseas. My wife and I, we like to travel. Last year, we went to Rincon, Puerto Rico. Rincon's a beautiful part of Puerto Rico. There's signs everywhere. It's very mountainous, and there's signs everywhere for tsunami warnings. I didn't think much of it. I was excited. It was my first time going to Puerto Rico. I was excited because the surf was great. Didn't really think anything of the tsunami warnings. Middle of the night, our first night there were 3 earthquakes, 5.1, 5.7, and then a 3 point something or other tremor. I'm a Floridian. I don't know anything about earthquakes. My reaction during the earthquake was, I didn't move. I froze up. Never been. Don't know anything about earthquakes. You know, I see in California they deal with them. California, they probably don't know anything about hurricanes. I can handle a hurricane with the best of them. I learned, went back this year, this was last year when that happened. This year, I was prepared. You gotta have a plan, just like anything else. You have an emergency preparedness plan at the house. Yeah, you know your escape routes, you know where you're gonna go, you know the roads. You need to do the same when traveling overseas. I knew your highways, the roads in Puerto Rico, it's mountainous. Those of you who remember after Wilma, when we're driving around right after Wilma at night when the trees were down, you couldn't see them. You come up and all of a sudden you're on a tree. Can't see them with the headlights of your car. Now imagine being overseas and not knowing the roads. I know the roads down here hands down. So it was all of a sudden when there's a tree, it's, you know, reaction. It's one thing locally. Overseas, it's a whole nother ballgame. So know your roads, know your escape routes, both in the house and outside the house. Local hospitals. You need to know where the hospitals are, God forbid something goes wrong. At the same time, you need to know how to access fire and EMS. Not every country uses 911. So know how to call the police department, fire department, EMS. Know those numbers. It's not always 911. That's one of the first things you should do when you get to a country. Let those at home know how to get in touch with you. Let them know where you're staying. When we travel, I like to just shut my phone off, shut my computer off, and just escape from the world for a week or however long we're gone. But you need to let people at home know how to get in touch with you, where you're staying, if there's an emergency. Travel insurance is another good thing. Some of these countries, they don't exactly have great surgeons. God forbid something were to go wrong, you're taking a helicopter ride, next thing you know, you're bankrupt. If they have to fly you out to somewhere else, travel insurance is a big thing, I'm learning. Especially me, I go surfing on these reef breaks and I'm injury prone to begin with. So travel insurance is a good thing to pick up. State Department, it's really important. Contact the State Department's website. They have a lot of really great information. Information warning travelers of which countries not to go to, and numbers for you to call for the State Department if there is an issue. You're able to register on the State Department's website. You register, you give them all your information. And if there's an issue, there's an emergency, say there was an earthquake, look what happened in Haiti. Say there's a big earthquake and you evacuated your home, your passport, your visa, you're not able to access any of that. If you register with the State Department when you're traveling overseas, you lose your passport, it's less red tape to cut through, they have your information. So that's a really, really, really important website to access. And now, especially nowadays, you know, it's terrorism warnings, and you look at Central and South America, another place I love to go to, Mexico, they're having a lot of issues, kidnappings, that sort of thing. So you really want to keep your head on your shoulders and be prepared. You know, we work in a world of what ifs in the fire service, so you just never know what happens. And vacations, you know, that's my escape. I try to get out of here and just escape from my daily day-to-day grind, but you still have to be prepared because anything can happen. So State Department, know your local emergency contact numbers, give people at home a way of getting in touch with you. Don't just disappear off the grid. As fun as that is, it's not exactly safe. So vacations are the best, man. It's great to get away, but you should also be safe. I almost learned that the hard way when we were in Puerto Rico and those earthquakes. So I was caught with my pants down, and I will not allow that to happen again. Literally with my pants down, I was sleeping. I will not allow that to happen again. So emergency preparedness.